Buenos dias! Welcome to the Oaxacan Gringo. My name's Colin. This is Ranger, and we live in this cabin that I built in the southern mountains of Oaxaca, Mexico. Today is Thursday, August 6th, and it's just one of those days where I did not feel very motivated to get going. It's been slow going, making coffee, just enjoying the coffee, playing online. But yeah, it's mostly cloudy, kind of breezy and just chilly this morning. And it's been raining, so I'm sure it's gonna rain here soon, but I don't know, I need to get out and do something. So I'm just gonna start diving into the cabin, looking at things and seeing if I can like get my hands moving and then just start diving into something, get into a flow. But poor Ranger, he's just going crazy. We used to have another dog, her name was Esperanza, which means hope in English, and she was recently hit by a taxi up on the main road, unfortunately. So that was, probably about a month ago, maybe. So Ranger, he's just been losing his mind. He hasn't had anyone to play with here, and I've been trying to work and hide from the rain, as is he. So poor guy, hopefully we can go for a hike. All right, so I think the big thing is I want to get this plum. So I noticed in one of my last video when I was like lifting this up into place, it was all pretty plumb and like perpendicular to the floor. And then this right corner, I actually had to push in to get in the place I wanted it. And then, after checking with the level and like I even put my door that I'm gonna install kind of in position and looked, and it's definitely offset like this way. It's out of plumb. It's crooked, it's cocked, it's fucked. So my big thing is that I want to make sure that my walls are reinforced in this direction before I get up on the roof and start putting all this weight and boards and climbing around. I really want to make sure that I'm stable in this plane because I don't have any plywood. Normally plywood, so I've got it on the back and on the front here, and this was what kind of reinforces it and gives it rigidity on like this horizontal plane. So I've got it in the front and the back, but I'm bare on these both, like two sides. So I want to get some reinforcement. I ordered some plywood to like 2 sheets. I'm just kind of buying as I can and trying to just go with priority. But plywood was priority before I start getting on the roof. I want to kind of get it plumb, so I'll have to do that and then put in some plywood to kind of give it that rigidity so I can be comfortable climbing up top. So just kind of finalizing this wall and getting things buttoned up and closed and somewhat, secure before I start climbing. All right, let's go. Look at that, Ranger. El encanto de la serene. I'm in pretty dire need of a new 4-foot level. This thing's been dropped and it's been with me since I first started building on this property. It's just a super cheap, dinky level and I don't trust it. All right, so I was just using my 4-foot level to hop around to all my vertical points here. And because I milled this myself and it's like rough cut, it was rough cut, like I still left a lot of inconsistencies. So I'm kind of just getting the median of all my different measurements, but I am seeing that it's consistently this out of plumb to this direction. And the way I kind of noticed that first is right after I put this wall up, I was excited to see how my spacing was for my door. And I could immediately tell, look, I'm touching up here. Then we go down and it opens up, slightly but up to touching, and then over here, it's open entirely. The narrows, it's clearly, and then even just looking at it from afar, I could tell like it's just cocked. So I'm gonna pull from here off to there, and I'll be using a combination of my door and my 4-foot level to kind of see where I can get it exactly where I want it. So we're here on the wall side, and I just choked a nice little sling on here, put my chain puller, and now from here I can add tension as well as get all my readings and just go slowly but surely. And I'm not gonna be putting a ton of tension onto this. It's not gonna take a whole lot. I'm just gonna go nice and easy, and I've only got like inches to really move, so I'm not too concerned. All right, so I just got rid of my 45 kind of supports here. So it's basically free floating. I've got some nails on the bottom plate, and then here this sling's holding it together up top. So yeah, now it's like really easy to see why I didn't want to start installing all of my roof boards and climbing around up there and moving, because yeah, it doesn't have any support in this direction. So I'm gonna pull it exactly to where I want it, so we're plumb, my door can fit in nicely. And then I'm gonna lock those off again, maybe even just put another board there. I don't know, we'll see. Let's get it plumb first. Let's go. Since I'm using much larger material on this cabin, like 4x6s, 3x3s, rather than just using nails, I'm using 1/2" all thread. And I'm just doing a countersink here at the beginning just to get that hardware flush so I can still put on my plywood and siding and all that without problems. But yeah, I just feel much more confident in a whole big bar, a 1/2" all thread, holding it together. And then I'll obviously put in larger nails as well throughout. But this is what I did on the other wall. I'll do the same here, just at the same heights. And then we're gonna put in our top plate. All right, let's go. All right, so on top of the 1/2" all thread, I'm also gonna put a 1/2" lag, by 6 inches. And I'm just burying it deep in this tall wall into this top plate. So, I mean, we're just gonna be really, really connected. I did it on the other side, so I figured I'd just do the same over here. Never can be too careful. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so now I'm ready to install my top plate. So it'll just be a second post that'll go right on top here. And this is gonna lock in this wall to this wall. See, it just overlaps and locks in there. And then I'm just gonna put nails all throughout here. It's also gonna reinforce the top. I mean, it's absolutely not necessary with this material. Everything's so large and beefed up, but why not? And I mean, I like just using that style for locking walls together. That's what I learned with the 2x4s, and that's what I'm doing here, just to try to keep things consistent. So now I'm just gonna take my measurements, make my cuts, and we'll just nail everything together. And then I'll be ready to install my last beam up top. And then I'll have to fill in these triangle spaces on both sides, and I have no idea what I'm doing for those, so we're getting close to come up with a decision. All right, let's go. All right, we got our last wall fully connected with our top plate. All right, so now, since I've got all my tools with me, I'm just gonna attach my final roof rafter. So as you can see, I've just been using 1/2-inch lags as well, just going deep in there with the 4s bit, and then cranking her down. So just be 2 1/2-inch lags for this guy. Yeah, I was waiting to get this installed here, so now I can go straight to the corner and install this guy. All right, all done. Nice and easy. So just one more up on the uphill slope. That access will be a little bit trickier, but whatever. All done. How exciting. Really, this is like the end of framing for this. I've pretty much finished all the framing. There's just those 2 triangle pieces for like windows up top, but that's not too bad. How exciting. Now it's just, yeah, sealing everything up, putting on the finishing touches, windows, doors, siding, roof. There's a lot, but I got the bones. The bones are in, so that's cool. So I was thinking I'm gonna reinforce my 2 walls that don't have plywood with just some boards angled, and then I can get rid of my chain puller and clean everything up and finish for the day. And I don't know, it's kind of just overcasty. I don't know if it'll rain, but I'd like to get out and go for a hike with Ranger. Yeah, he's been bouncing off the walls. If we don't leave, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. And then I'm sure I'll find something else to get into, but as far as the cabin, I'm over it. All right, let's go. Ow. Alrighty, so yeah, I put these 2 boards in. They're connected at each intersection with some larger nails that I left sticking out just so they'll be easier to get rid of when I need to. And I'm just going to be filling with plywood as I can. It's one of the more expensive materials of this build, actually. So with this, I actually feel confident and comfortable starting on the roof and putting all the boards down. Like, that's kind of the big priority now, is so I can get a roof on this before it keeps raining and raining and raining and everything's getting so wet. Like, once that's covered, it'll be so nice to work under here with some good solid coverage without this drippy tarp. But yeah, all that's left is just close up these 2 triangle areas. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for framing there. I want some windows, but I'm kind of leaning towards like a post there, another post there, and just maybe 1 window. It's kind of a funny shape there. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. Let me know if you guys have any ideas. But right now, I feel comfortable getting rid of my chain puller and cleaning everything up. I sure made quite the mess and did some stuff, so that's good. All right, let's clean up. We'll talk in a bit. Ciao. Gracias por tu ayuda, Ranger. Gracias. Okay. Okay, Ranger, yeah. Yeah. Suelta. Suelta. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah. Pobrecito. So I'm on a hike with Ranger. Cabin's about 15 minutes downhill, so we're just getting up to where I keep my truck parked. This is the closest I can get, and I can't make road access. Like, people keep saying on my other channel, like, hey, you should really open it up and make it so that your truck can drive to your property. Well, one, there's a lot of other properties in between that I would have to cross, and like that amount of work is insane. Like, no way. And my truck, she's just a little rear wheel drive, 4-cylinder. I mean, it would be insane. But I actually like this, hiking in and out. It's good exercise and it feels a lot more isolated. Okay, so there's the rest of the boards for my roof. I don't know how I'm gonna get them down yet. I wrote my neighbor that has a donkey yesterday and I still haven't heard anything back. But he's always working out in like the campo out in the sticks, and he's not very focused on his telephone, let's just say. That's okay. All right, we're gonna continue with our hike. Vámonos. So I'm on my hike and I see all these like branches just kind of thrown off to the side. People usually come here to dump just like different debris and things you can see. And from these branches is growing this like, I think it's called like devil's trumpet. I forget exactly. And it's just growing from all the old branches. So I'm gonna take some with me and I'm gonna plant them on my property. Okay, beautiful. I was just talking about these with my girlfriend not that long ago. It's actually a pretty long hike to go all the way around. I was just starting this loop from my cabin, so I'm actually gonna backtrack so I'm not carrying these plants an hour into the forest. So I'm gonna drop them off, probably plant them. I'm really excited, and then continue on so Ranger can get some energy out. No, Ranger. Ay, pensé que él no va a entrar. Como es fresco. Ranger, vas a estar puerquísimo. Guácala. No voy a dejar entrar a la cabaña. Okay, looking at the entrance to my property here, I'm gonna redo this, but I just recently cleaned up a bunch of dead limbs and this whole area was pretty trashed. So now that it's got all this open space, I think I'm gonna plant these just right in this area and let them kind of occupy some of this space. I like that. Okay, let's plant these. Vale, mariachi! All right, we'll see if they're happy there. They were growing just like in midair, just like a pile of brush. So I have faith. We'll see. I got a lot of chances here. We'll let it just kind of play out. It's just like really clay. There's not a lot of nutrients there. They say like borrow the key. We'll see. I'm pretty hungry, so I'm gonna make like a ramen noodle snack quick. I need to go shopping. I'm like out. I'm gonna leave tomorrow. Okay, let's go. All right, well, I just ate a bunch of ramen noodles. I'm just relaxing and I don't have any desire to go out for a hike anymore. I'm chilling. So that's it for the day. Thanks for tagging along and hanging out with me, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.